Okay, so no one really needs Rakugaki AR, but it's a fun little doodle app to use whenever you're procrastinating. But because there aren't many features, this app gets a little stale fairly quickly, and it's not free. Anyway, on to the first app. You ever think of a scene in your head, but you can't find the adequate reference and you're too lazy to take your own reference photos? Well, fear not. Magic Poser is here! Magic Poser is an easy-to-use 3D modeling program that has tons of models to choose from, even down to props and scenery. You can download additional props from their warehouse with their currency. When you first sign up, I think they give you like 1,000 free points. Anyway, it's enough for you to download any props that you might need. Even if they don't have a specific prop that you need, you can create a mock-up out of the free shapes. You also have the option of clothing the model and adding hair, but personally I don't think it's worth doing since the clothes and hair don't really have impressive physics for reference. Another thing I like about this app is the ability to control the lighting. Lighting is something I struggle with and want to get better at, so if I'm drawing an illustration with dramatic lighting and I'm not sure how to go about it, I just roughly create the scene in Magic Poser and then adjust the lighting to my liking. And I use that image for reference. Sometimes I even use Magic Poser to correct or understand the anatomy of something I drew. I wasn't too sure about the anatomy in this image, so I recreated it in Magic Poser to check my anatomy. Now again, Magic Poser isn't like anatomically accurate, especially in some angles, and definitely in the arm area. But you know, it's enough to get the gist. Okay, now I might be saying something a little controversial, but if you really want to trace the models, go right ahead. Plenty of pros and amateurs alike trace all the time, and as long as you're not stealing from anyone, there's no harm in tracing your own reference, not someone else's photos. Personally, I wouldn't rely on it all the time because it's easy to become dependent or lazy when it comes to your own studies. But if you want to trace, let me quickly show you the best way to do it. Okay, so I have my scene and now I'm exporting it to Procreate. Now I'm lowering the opacity until it's barely visible, that way I'm not tracing the exact lines. If you were to trace the exact lines, your drawing would become easily stiff, and we don't want that. After I get the basics down, I get rid of the original image and create another layer on top of that initial sketch. With this layer, I'm going to stylize the initial pose and add all the details. If this is something you're interested in, let me know and I'll go into a more in-depth details on how to use 3D models to help with your illustrations. App 2, Gesture Draw. Gesture Draw is exactly what it sounds like. It's a gesture drawing app and it's free. Similar to the Line of Action, except all the models are clothed and you can't filter out whether or not you want to draw just men or women, but it's okay. It's a great app to warm up to. What I really like is that not only can you draw from poses, but they have a section where you can practice timed sessions with only hands. Only hands. You can set your own time frame for each session by the minute and the second. But unfortunately, there are only 10 images in a session. However, you can go back and restart these sessions again and again. I highly recommend this app for quick warm-ups. App 3, Visref. Now, Visref is not a free app, but it's so essential for gathering references in one place. For almost all of my major illustrations, I created a Viz reference board, which brings me to the first reason why I love this app so much. Visref has the capability to store so much images onto one board while still maintaining the original size and quality. There's also a feature where you can flip the images and make it black and white. And sometimes while you're scrolling through your board, you might accidentally move an image, but that's easily solvable by hitting that eyeball button on the top left. That allows you to view the board without messing anything up, or you can hit the lock button to keep everything in place. You can even copy the images from Visref and export them to Procreate if you choose to do so. And when you're multitasking between two apps, Visref doesn't compress itself at all. $4 well spent. Those are all the art apps I use. Do you use any of these apps? If so, let me know. Also, let me know if there are any other cool apps that I'm missing out on. And I will see you all again next time.